Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Look who's back from Florida. And he's not nearly as red as I said he would be.
And I conquered.
He came, he conquered.
The state of Florida is mine now.
He bought some sunscreen with SPF 2000 and he looks just like he did when he came back. That's good, Chase.
So fun ginger fact.
Ginger facts.
Sunscreen past SPF 50 does nothing.
Oh.
It's just a marketing ploy. Literally, SPF 50 is like the top that sunscreen can actually protect you. Past that point, it literally does nothing more than SPF. It doesn't protect you any more than SPF 50 would.
Wow, and it doesn't make my joke any funnier either. Well, that's okay then.
Take that, big sunscreen.
But hey, he's back, and it is another edition of What's in the Case with Mike and Chase. Ooh, I went an octave down that time. That was good. Yeah. Today, a little different this time. We decided we needed to show off all the cool things that we've bought here at Palin Music, or were given. And so we brought in our own rigs today, sitting here with our favorite, well, a couple of our favorite guitars. I don't have a favorite. I just like all of my stuff.
They're like children. You can't pick a favorite, but you can definitely have one that you don't talk about.
Exactly. And one that you talk to a lot more than the other one. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we're sitting here with our stuff. We got some guitars. We got some pedal boards down here. Yep. We don't have the second camera to show us at our feet right here, so you'll have to trust us on what we're saying we're playing through. But
we'll get a feet camera next week for those special audience members.
Yeah, that's definitely for a different live stream. But, yeah, exactly right. But with all that, with that said, yeah, exactly right. The most obvious thing, we're holding guitars right here.
Get fiddles.
Chase, look at that thing that you have.
Oh,
man.
This is my newest one of the collection.
It's almost like Santa Quinn knew what you liked.
Yeah.
I know. That's awesome.
Yep, this is my baby. This is my
535.
Yep, Heritage 535 custom core, non-relic because I want to do the relicking myself.
Beat it up yourself. That's right.
But it's awesome.
Man, that top is fantastic. It really is. Yeah.
What you got, Mike?
Well, I am holding right here my my Duesenberg Falcon that I bought
That's not
here.
a Falcon.
No, it's not. It's a Fullerton. Thank you.
We've been saying Falcon a lot this today.
Well, and we've talked about a lot of Duesenbergs today. It's a good day when you have to talk about a lot of Duesenberg. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Thank you for the correction, friend. This is the Duesenberg Fullerton. It is basically the Star Player TV, but a double cutaway. Other than that, it's more or less exactly the same guitar as their flagship model, the Star Player TV. I'm absolutely in love with this one. P90, humbucker, the greatest trem arm ever invented, tremolo system ever invented, the Duesenberg tremolo.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty great, my friends. I love this thing. I'm very lucky to be the owner and caretaker, although I gave up trying to wipe off my fingerprints at least 8 months ago because they're never going to go away.
Has yours reached a point where you played it and worn into it enough that the gloss, like it's kind of a matte glossy?
Yeah, oh yeah, especially up here where my arms kind of sit. Yeah, it's matte glossy. A lot of the chrome isn't so chromy anymore, but it's just I play the heck out of this thing. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. It's actually Max. It's pronounced Dusseldorf, I think, but in America we call them Duesenbergs. Yeah. Just a little bit of trivia for all you guitar aficionados out there. So, yeah.
Aficionado, isn't that like a pasta?
It is. Yeah. It's like a fatter penne.
Isn't that a coin?
You can
keep going.
You can get more sauce in there. Everybody needs more sauce in there, right? Yeah. But yeah, but here, let's see what this thing sounds like.
Yeah, give her a whirl, Mike.
All nice and clean. I mean, that's a humbucker through an amplifier right there. There's nothing else going on but the Grand Vintage humbuckers that Duesenberg gives you through the greatest thing that ever happened to me besides my wife.
Good classification there.
Two-Rock Bloomfield that I also treated myself to last year. Yes, it was a very good gear year for Mr. Henderson over here. This thing is absolutely glorious. It's just set on the 20-watt version right now because what is the point, Jordan, of being at 40 watts right now? Only to make Jordan deaf behind his headphones. Yeah, well, it would be awesome as he goes deaf. It really would be awesome. Yeah. But, yeah, I love this thing. And then you have your super cool amp with the super fun name.
To answer Mr. Spillify, I have a limited edition Friedman Pink Taco that I bought from here. It is the leather Tolex, or the leather Paisley Tolex on there. So it's you can't see it on the camera, but it's got all the flowers and all that stuff.
Yeah, looks kind of like a saddle.
It's just
a horse
awesome.
saddle. Yeah.
I bought this for my birthday back in February.
This sounds so good.
And it's great. It's a single channel, but super versatile for being a single channel.
And the neat thing you get to do, anytime you set it on top of something, it turns into what?
A taco stand.
It does. See? Yeah, it's great. So, sometimes it's an actual stand. Sometimes it's just a bench we have sitting around the shop here, but
Yeah.
they can all be a taco. Anything's a taco stand if you try hard enough, really.
Well, it's like I was always told as a kid, it can either be a taco stand. Everything in the world is either a taco stand or not a taco stand.
Truth.
Truth.
We're here speaking facts to you, friends.
Gospel, if you
Yeah,
will.
that's exactly right. Yeah. Let's hear that. Let's hear that amp a little bit more, man. Give us a little some of that.
I've been on vacation. It's out of tune.
He's on vacation. Well, while he's tuning,
Mike's turn.
you heard mine. So I like this thing because it's very Fender-esque, but it has a whole nother attitude behind it, especially when you put it on the cascading gain side. That lead channel right there, just. It's just really cool. And the neat thing about this amp, too, is it has, so you go from the clean to the rock and roll, and then it has what they call bypass. You don't notice it much right now, but I know when I'm playing, basically what it does, instead of being like a solo boost or anything like that, it's basically a bypass, and it just takes all your EQ and just dimes it all. So it turns your low, mids, and highs all the way up, and everything is just bigger and fuller. Everything's 100% on. Everything's gone to 11.
Would you say it's a ton fuller?
It would be a fuller ton. Yes, I would say that, Chase. Exactly. Guitar joke again. Yeah, but I love this thing. It's just exactly what I didn't know I wanted till I played through it, and then I cried, and then I talked my wife into it, and then I cried in tears of joy. It was wonderful.
Honestly, when
Yeah.
you played right there, it kind of reminded me very much of like a Jack White tone, like that kind of 2000s blues rock, but not super polished blues rock.
It has that, and I love Jack White. I don't mind having a little bit of that angle for my dangle. So, yeah. Well, let's hear that thing, because that's like straight up Marshall realm right there. Yeah. And that is just guitar through amp.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
you don't have any frills?
I have a reverb. I will say that I have a reverb.
Okay, well,
on.
reverb that doesn't really count.
But yeah, so kind of you can see Mike's has a whole bunch of options, fidgets, things to do on it. You can't see mine because it's on the top. It does have quite a few, but it's pretty straightforward. You've got what we got on here. We got bass, middle, treble, classic 3-band EQ.
Classic 3-band.
And then you've got gain
You got a gain.
and master.
You got a master,
And
which
then-
is awesome. I mean, to
Yeah.
have that, just gain and master, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. And then it's got a 3-way gain staging switch, so I can take it from right now. Typically, my sweet spot that I like to play on this amp is on the second gain stage. So it's got a little bit more dirt because I can push it. It's got plenty of drive behind it, but
You roll it off just a little bit. That cleaned up
Cleans
great.
up.
Oh yeah. And that's what I really liked about this amp. Whenever we were
Yeah.
playing with it before, you made this one yours. It was just like, and I love to roll my volume knob off on all the guitars. It's just a great way to kind of EQ and fine tune where you need to be for the song. And this thing does that so well.
yeah,
Cleans
and that's
up,
honestly one of the reasons why I was hesitant to buy it at first because I don't normally like the idea of single channel amps. I much more prefer versatility and
Yeah.
like at least a clean, dedicated, clean and dirty channel. But with how reactive this one was to the touch, it made it worth it. As well as like if I ever needed to record or do anything with it, like I can switch it over and I can do. Let's see, that's the gain staging switch. So this is the least amount of gain. And like it's still got some gain on
Still
there.
got
I do
some
have
meat to it,
I have
yeah,
the gain set to about like 6 o'clock, but if I roll it down, it'll clean up, especially with volume.
That's cool. Yeah, that's great, man. That really does it.
Well, what is it? That's the only part of American Girl that I remember.
Well, it's good.
currently.
Yeah, that's
But
really good.
then-
Actually, the trick is it's in the key of D.
Oh, I was.
And then
down.
you got the open D ring, and there you go. Oh, I don't remember. I was like, I know the bass line. No, you don't.
And then it's got its last one, its heaviest amount of gain, which is great for if you're wanting to do something pretty.
Absolutely right.
So like it's got all that, but my sweet spot that I like to set is about the second gain stage because then I can use my pedals and push the amp a little bit harder. But like,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's also got a fat switch on there, which I actually leave it off. I like the way the amp responds a little bit without it.
Yeah.
And then it has a saturation switch, which is kind of, I think you have a switch on there similarly, right?
For saturation?
Yeah.
Not so much on this one, but I do have kind of a separate EQ gain on here, so
That's
it can
right,
go from
yeah.
like a little thinner, but still sounds real nice, and then you can fatten it up by.
Yeah. So this one can give it a little bit
Yeah.
more bite, and especially if you go between the channels, put on like the lighter gain, like for example, so that's second gain stage, put it on this and take the saturation off. Or no, sorry, I forgot. I've been playing around with this amp. I've had it off. I think
Off
it
the whole
actually
time.
runs better with it because you can hear
Yeah.
it's a little bit louder, a little bit more uncompressed, but then you push it down,
Tightens it all up.
tightens it up,
Yeah.
gives it a lot more push. I like how it rang out a little bit more with that.
Yeah. And that's kind of how mine operates in the lead side too, you know. But I was watching some demos of just guys after I got mine, just was like, oh man, you know, this is cool, but I don't know what I'm doing. I fell out of my league for a minute, and I was like, oh, Joey Landreth did a really cool
Yeah.
demo of the Bloomfield, and he's like, I just leave it like this. And I'm like, well, you know what? If that's what Joey Landreth does, then I'm going to start there. And yeah, just leaving it on the fat EQ2, it sounds really, really good. It really does. That suits you perfectly too. That
Oh, yeah.
sound and that
It's-
vibe. That's just what you need, man.
It's still plenty versatile, but it's versatile but lack of versatility because you don't have it on the fly, but it's still there. So like it's a great either gigging amp with another amp, or if you just don't change a lot, you can make it work. Or it's a great recording amp. Like I love it. It's awesome because
I
I
could
have
see
this.
that would work great with something like in stereo with really clean, dry, and
Yeah.
then that thing just sitting there being mean and nasty is
'Cause, like,
that's cool.
My two amps I could have brought today are this or my Mesa, and I'm not lugging that 100-pound thing around. But yeah, well, Mike, how about you give us a rundown of a pedal? Or lead us from the beginning.
Well, yeah, we'll just start in the signal chain. So I only have a handful on here. I do use a wah pedal, but I didn't figure that was necessary to plug in here. But technically,
What's wrong with you?
wah, well, what's happening, man? I don't know. I'll go to my wah pedal first. That's usually what my guitar plugs directly into. Into my D'Addario tuner, because, you know,
Because tuners are the right answer.
you got to tune. You got to tune. But then the next thing I plug into is a pedal I bought here a long time ago.
You're just gonna
The
leave me
TS-808.
hanging? You're just gonna
The
leave me
Tube
hanging?
Screamer. Oh, I didn't know we were.
I
didn't know we were doing that. I thought you were preaching. I thought you were preaching. Like preach.
No, I was waiting
Tuner.
for a high five, and I was
Okay.
just like, I guess I'm here for the
No,
rest
we're
of
in
the time.
tune, and I definitely subscribe to that. But also, preach about the tuner. Yeah. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
that's the first right pedal.
Yeah.
Unless it's a fuzz. That's
Yeah.
the only exception.
Well, and I've still, man, I have like 5 or 6 fuzzes, and they all kind of come off the board eventually. I've yet to find the one that really just does it for me.
Well, I
but I
can't wait
kind
to
of like
tell you
them
about
all.
mine.
Well, I can't wait to get there. But yeah, the Tube
Oh, but
Screamer.
shut up. It's not your turn. That's what Mike said.
And I really just use the Tube Screamer for just some extra sustain. You know, it's basically when I need a little more lift than what my bypass will do on the right from the amplifier.
Well, that's just peanut butter and jelly right there.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you know, I've told countless customers and friends and guitar players, it's like I've pulled this Tube Screamer off my pedal board, and within a month it's back. Like it does this trick that I need to be done. Apparently a lot more than I realized, and I can go maybe a month without it, and then I'm like, oh, I miss you, and it comes back on my board. So I know it's tried and true. It's almost redundant. It's almost like buying a white dress shirt at this point. Who needs
You
a white
have
dress
to
shirt?
have it. It's not the fun
But
thing to
you
buy,
do.
but you have to have it.
And that's how I feel about the Tube Screamer. It's just so stinking efficient. I've yet to find anything else that belongs in that position on my board that does it better. So I'd
Yeah.
love to hear your suggestions. If you got anything else I need to try out that's Tube Screamer-esque, but also not,
My
Man,
favorite one's the
educate me.
Nobles. Nobles is
They're cool.
It gives you a little bit more flexibility.
and they're green still.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
helpful.
They're still green. Yeah, Tube Screamers are great. I like the one that you have on your board more because is that the 808?
It's the 808
yeah,
reissue, yeah.
TS808 versus the TS9.
The 9.
The TS9, they're the exact same pedal, but that one has 2 different resistors, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a much harsher Tube Screamer.
It is. It is. And well, it's just made for that different style of music. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
these were kind of came out in the 70s, and it kind of crafts that kind of sound for you a little more. The other thing, I think it has more of a modern flavor, which depending on your application, that might be the one for you.
Yeah,
You know?
no, it's great. And honestly, I forgot to say this. While we're talking about our gear, if you got any pictures of yours, or why don't you tell us in the comments your favorite kind of piece of gear or your favorite parts of your current rig?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about them and talk about them.
Seriously.
We should
Yeah.
do a rate your rig episode.
Ooh.
We should do a rate your rig episode. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well, mine's a 10. Next.
Next, yep.
Yep, okay.
So I'm
All right.
starting.
Yeah.
off.
What's your? Let's give us a start.
First pedal? Boss TU3.
Preach.
Preach.
Don't leave me hanging. Yeah. Tune it.
Yeah,
Gotta stay in
it's-
tune.
You got to stay in tune, and the TU3 is built like a tank. You can see it from anywhere. I've had this thing for like 5 years, and it's just it does the job.
It does the
I,
job.
I like the idea of the Walrus canvas tuners. They are a great tuner. I just don't need that much. This just does the job for $99. It's it.
They're
does it
tried and
for
true.
me.
My one thing with it, because I still have my first one that I bought,
Yeah.
is if you ever play outside, that red
I'll give you
LED
that.
will disappear. And
I'll
you gotta
give you
get
that.
down there and put your hand around it. So that is the only. If it is a complaint, you just.
I'll give you
Yeah.
that. It's a little bit hard to see outside. That
But
would
it
be
works
definitely
great.
the benefit. But
Works
Mike, what's
great.
your next pedal?
Well, Ben, you didn't even talk about the next one. I mean,
Well,
the
I got
tuner
so many
doesn't
pedals.
count.
I thought you just made the tuner your first one.
I went tuner all the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine,
Give us an
fine.
actual pedal. Come on.
So I have tuner, and then this is not. I don't know if this will always be a mainstay. I just put it on here because I have it, and I like to play a lot of different tunings. I have a Digitech drop pedal on
Oh, those are
here,
cool.
So, my tuner's
Oh,
still
I
on.
can't hear it.
So we got that. We're just in standard tuning, and then I can go.
Wow.
I was trying to see if I could get it to do the Jaws theme real quick. But it doesn't have that little latency, but like it's great for what I use it a lot for is I use it a lot more for like drop tunings. Oh, that's way too low.
That's pretty cool, though.
I'm playing drop C. I'm sorry, I can't picture my cat on a Boss tuner. Instant fail. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's a
Cat-
funny little joke for all y'all and a little tidbit for you. I'm terrified when we take in trades on Walrus canvas tuners because I've been burned by a couple of pictures because some people put some, let's just say, graphic pictures.
What
on
photo
their
did you
tuner.
upload to
I
your-
can't say,
Yeah.
but too many
Oh
people. So I'm
my.
like, I'll try it out and be like, hey, man, you got to wipe this thing real
Yeah.
quick because I can't take it like this.
Yeah.
We're a family establishment.
More cats, less tats? I don't know.
We're just going to move on.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I use this for like if I'm playing in drop D, I can go.
That pedal's cool, though, because it has that flutter button, right? You could put that up and do like a
Yeah, you can
Tom
do a
Morello-y,
momentary,
Jack White type, which is pretty sweet.
That's on the momentary. Now that's tone.
That's pretty neat.
But I don't use it much for that. I use
You just leave it on or turn it off. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what it's there for.
I don't even know what key you're in at that point. So.
That was C.
C? Well, see you next Tuesday.
That was terrible.
It is Tuesday. Yeah.
All right, next pedal, Mike.
Oh, next pedal for me. So next in my lineup, there's nothing better than a $100 pedal, right?
Oh man.
Sign me up. The JHS 3 Series Phaser. This thing.
Ooh.
What I like the most about this one that a lot of phasers don't have, and well, a lot of pedals don't have a blend. I love to be able to blend in the wet and the dry signal on that one, on a lot of the pedals, and this phaser has that for me. I found a lot of cool ones that just sound great, but because it's either all on or all off, it was just sometimes a little more juice than I wanted out of the whole thing. So this one is just it's just awesome, you know.
Phasers are definitely. Well, hey man, how are you guys? Doing all right? Dude, I love a good phaser. It's a pedal. wet effects need to come back.
I
Like-
agree. And what I love about this, though, I mean, is it can be kind of a feature right there. If you got a song that's just got a little more space, you know, and you don't have a very riffy part or anything like that. You're just kind of keeping the ambience. Maybe your keyboard player, somebody else is doing something cool. I'm just playing a chord, but something else is going on.
It's texture. It's just a good texture.
It is. I love it, and it's been one of my favorite pedals I found. $100, JHS. It's pretty dang sweet. What's next
I
in
wondered
yours,
why that
brother
sounded
man?
different.
Yeah.
I'll have to mess with that.
Man,
later,
you
'cause
got
I
so
think
many
that got
buttons.
screwed up.
I love it.
So next up for me, I play a lot of church music, but I also do a lot of different types of music. So like for me, a big thing is compression. I think everybody should have a good compressor on your board. I don't use it all the time, but what I'll use it for in a couple applications is like if I'm doing some clean stuff. So like say at church, if I'm doing, you know, kind of a little bit. Stuff like that, I can put this compressor on and now. Which I will say, I don't love this compressor. I do need to get a new one, but it does the job. It functions. This one adds a little bit too much grit to it, but like now, every note gets the same.
It's very balanced with that thing on, for sure, yeah.
Like I said, you can hear it adds a lot of drive to it.
It
I
does
don't
add some beef to it there, yeah.
But I also use it for if I am doing something with some drive, I'll put it on there to give me a little bit more sustain, kind of like your tube scream. So.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'll use it. For
Sounds
that
really good,
sometimes,
yeah.
but
That sounds
yeah.
awesome.
So I got
Wow,
that.
that's cool.
I guess I'm doing for every one pedal you do, I'll do two because I have.
You do have a few more toys on there. Yeah, why don't you give, so the next one in lineup after that compressor.
Is my baby. So I will say it doesn't sound as good when it's with this amp because it does do better on a cleaner platform. But this is my Jupiter Fuzz.
Oh,
by
the
Walrus.
Jupiter Fuzz.
So,
Yeah.
gosh dang it!
Man,
I just been away from playing it, so it's stretched back on me.
you can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish, right? Is that how it goes?
No, I think you can tune a fish too.
Can you? I guess you can tune a fish. Yeah.
What'd be cool, Mike? I think we should do at the end of all this is just play for like a minute or two and highlight some of our different pedals during different parts.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. So this is normal drive.
Drive it.
Well, hey! What you up to? Thank you.
Sweet.
You want to say
Well,
hi
we're live on the
camera?
live stream, so say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
We're right here.
What's up, YouTube?
He's awesome. Well, heck, shout it out.
Also, I'm his buddy.
Left and Right Ministries on YouTube. Check us out. Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Check it out. But anyways, oh, hold on.
We got a Tyson.
We got Tyson Bryan up here. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're good.
Can't hear me when I'm not speaking in the mic. How's it going?
We're good. We're showing off our rigs today, since instead of what's in the
Yeah.
case, we're showing off all of our own stuff, you know?
I don't stiff.
Yeah.
But check it out. This is my Jupiter Fuzz. It's my baby. Like I said, it handles. It sounds. What's happening? You're just like tapping me.
Yes.
It does a lot better when it's on a clean platform because it gets that nice crisp to it. But
Now that's some meat right there.
and then it's time for my favorite Nirvana riff and the one I was testing.
Yeah.
But it also does. And then of course it does your Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, of course.
Or, you know,
That's a beefy pedal right there, dude.
Yeah,
that sounds
dude.
good.
I love it. It's awesome. It's great. It's a great fuzz because it has the 3 fuzzes that I want with it, because it's basically 3 clipping modes. One is like a fuzz face, so it's the more vintagey kind of lead thing I want. The other mode's the more like big muff, and then you have one that mixes the 2 together. And it's just great. I love it.
That's a
It's
lot of
a
rock
little bit
right
of an
there.
expensive fuzz, but it's definitely worth it. If you're wanting versatility but just great tone, that's it.
There you go. Sounds
Your
good.
turn, Mike.
Oh, my turn. Yeah. I
I'm dying
love
like a
seeing
heat
this too
stroke.
because you have all these sweet versions of just ways to make your amplifier literally explode, and I'm like, I just want my amp to kind of wobble around and do some different things. And
Yeah.
so I bought this. This is actually one of the only used pedals I have. I have a buddy who collects a lot of old random stuff. I have a Super Trim by Full Tone USA. It's this big, black, awkward shaped.
That is a very large pedal.
It
on
is
the
a
board.
very odd shaped pedal. It's long and rectangular and doesn't fit on anything very well, but it sounds old school. It is just great. I love a tremolo on stuff.
It fits very well with what you play. I'm getting very like Hawaiian surf rock kind of vibes when you use your trim. Check it out, we got a feet cam now.
It's pretty sweet, and it does have a neat feature where you can go do what they call the hard soft. So yeah, this is basically, I love the soft
Okay.
setting, but put on this, and it's
Ooh.
so it just cuts away anything that's not just the warble right there, and then when you turn it up really fast. Ooh.
How do you use that in your shows and everything? Give us a sample.
I don't. I don't. It's just something that I can do. I've yet to figure it out how to plug it in. So really,
I bet
just
that would sound sick with the delay. That is like a glass of Welch's red grape sparkling grape juice. Just a little bubbly.
But yeah, I simply love this thing. It's just
when I go home.
one thing I've found with a lot of different trim pedals that I always preferred them out of trims out of amplifiers. It seemed like it was just much more of a dynamic kind of sound that you could find. The Bloomfield doesn't come with the trim, which I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Easy on
Sell
the
it.
go.
Sell
She's
it.
great. She's great. But a lot of them I found can kind of get a little muffly, and so you plug it on, and it seems like it would add a lot more mid and kind of low end to it, and kind of just make you not really cut through the mix too well. So depending on where you were set on your guitar, mainly like on neck pickups, I had a hard time getting anything to just be very articulate and pretty. This thing just cuts through it. It almost has no alteration of your sound,
Yeah,
except for
it's
the
very
and well,
Wow.
that's too bad, Tarzan. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. But yeah, the Super Trim, it's killer. It's absolutely killer, and I highly endorse anything from the Full Tone stuff. It's pretty cool.
That sounded great.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I forgot to ask because I'm running my wet effects, which I haven't gotten to yet, through my effects loop. You're not running yours through your effects loop, right?
I'm not, and so with the Two Rock stuff, they have a thing called a passive effects loop rather than one that's active. And it's my buddy Patrick. What's up, friend? He's got to come up and see us soon sometime. That's Patrick down in Eureka Springs.
Hi, Patrick.
Yeah. So the effects loop, back to this thing has a passive one, and basically I realized because it's passive, some of your signals actually need a boost behind them, and it was kind of starting to act funny with some of my stuff as I was running it through the effects loop. So as an experiment one day, I just wired everything up straight through and went right in the front of the amp, and everything just kind of came alive. And so effects loops are great. They're not always necessary. I think it really depends on the type of amp you have.
Yeah.
Two Rock does make an effects loop boost that you can get that attaches to the amplifier. You plug them through there, and then you can actually control that stuff really, really
It's
well.
like batteries not included.
Yeah, kind of like that. I think if I was running at higher volumes, the need for the effects loop would probably be more
I think
necessary.
it also. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, but the fact that I can keep it on the 20 to 40 watts and everything's tame. I mean, my band still looks at me and says, "You're gonna be that loud all night tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but it's still not as loud as it could be, and that's where I feel like I can just kind of get away with just going straight through this thing, and everything just shines and shimmers, and I absolutely love it. So.
Well, I think part of it too, like you said, you hit the nail on the head with the fact that it depends on the amp, but I also think it depends on how many wet effects you're running and what tone you want out of the wet effects. Because once again, the big and cool part about guitar, there are no rules.
No.
So at the end of the day, if you like how your wet effects sound at the front of your amp, go for it. That's what matters. But if you're wanting something super clean and not tampering with the front of the preamp or anything like that, then run it through the effects loop. I do that on here because I play with a lot of gain a lot of times.
You do.
And it helps clean it up and get the results that I want. But at the end of the day, if I just had to show up and be like, I need to run my pedal board and the effects loop isn't working, you'll be fine running it through
You'll
the
be
front.
fine, yeah. But, and I use this analogy all the time, and, putting your wah pedal at the end of your signal chain, Jimi Hendrix technically did it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he did it. So did he do it wrong?
What, are you gonna
Absolutely
tell
not.
Jimi Hendrix he's wrong?
No one will tell Jimi Hendrix he did it wrong because he's Jimi Hendrix. So that's why it's fun. You won't break anything. Just plug things in different. You might be happily surprised.
You'll
by
break
some stuff.
fragile egos. That's what
You'll break fragile egos and maybe break any inhibitions you had about
Release your
keeping it all in line like it should be.
inhibitions, feel rain on your skin.
But yeah, that's what's next, buddy. We got
Well-
a couple more left on ours.
Yep. The next one are two drive pedals that I use, and this one is one of my either always on or I use it a lot. So this is just straight amp, but this is my Greer Lightspeed, which is a transparent organic overdrive. What that basically means is, unlike the Tube Screamer, it doesn't color unless you want it to. So tone-wise, I actually have it rolled down a little bit on tone because my amps, I run them pretty, not pretty bright, but I run it with a little bit more articulation on the high end, so I run it this way. But this is with that. Gives it a little bit more bite.
Yeah.
I use this since I play a lot of high gain, and I have a Mesa too that's a pretty dark and heavy amp. I use this to tighten it up, but it just... just tightens it up. It's
It
great
does.
for soloing and, Lisa. I'm not great for soloing, though. My doctor said
Sounds
I can't
good,
prescribe
dude.
it with heavy machinery.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you can mix it.
Oh, that's fun. Maybe I do need more distortion and drive on my board. I don't know.
Yeah. And so
That's
I
fun.
use that a lot of times. Hey, Brooklyn. I use it a lot of times when I'm playing in higher gain, so that way I can get just a little bit more definition. But it gets a little muddy sometimes.
Oh, that sounds pretty great. I don't know, you get a lot of that big beat from a semi-hollow guitar, though, too. If you had so solid, it would probably be a little more reined in, huh? Yeah! He's got the riffs, man. Oh, the moral of the story, Mike knows more than Jimi Hendrix.
Amen.
Yep, I agree. I know, he still plays better.
So I can use this, and I can use my drop pedal, and then if I do want to play something,
There you go. Man, drop pedals are cool. That's like, I don't have to bring two guitars.
if I didn't play that.
That's really kind of
But
neat.
yeah, that's what I kind of use it for. Or if
Yeah.
I'm playing on my other amp, my Mesa, or hi Elijah. If I was using my other amp or anything, I'll put it on and add a little bit of grit to my clean for church.
Yeah.
But that's that pedal. The next one is my Old Blue Overdrive by Wonder.
Old
They're
Blue?
a little small company I found on TikTok that I
What's up,
really
Old Blue?
like. This is basically like a blues driver, but a little bit more spongy, a little bit more saturated and vintage, not quite as defined as the blues driver. So, like I said, it doesn't work as great when I have my amp that's running the hob. It's very chewy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like a nice piece of taffy.
But yeah, I love it. I use it. Typically, I use this one when I'm on a clean channel, typically on my Mesa, to achieve kind of that 2000s, 2010s kind of more indie rock, or if I just want a little bit of different flavor, because I use this one. Jordan and I played on All These Things That I've Done by the Killers. That was my drive, because it's just got that little bit more garage rock tone than my more polished and
And you
pristine.
guys sounded great. I never heard Jordan sing. It made me very happy.
But
Yeah,
so that's what it does. Just another flavor of overdrive. I don't use it all the
Jordan.
time, but it's a great overdrive.
it is. It is. It
Your
sounded
turn,
really
Mike.
good. My newest pedal on the old board here, I copied our good, handsome, talented friend, old Nate Wyatt, and
Jordan Carr is my favorite.
got me a Strymon Lex, one of their rotaries.
You've been playing this pedal so much that I want it so bad.
Man, it's glorious. But kind of like using the phaser, you know, it makes a lot happen when you don't maybe need to be riffy or a lot, you know, but you're just holding these chords, you're letting just this ambience, and
Yeah.
it's really fun. I've had the best time with it, jamming with some of my other buddies, Stevie Newman doing some guitar stuff. And
Stevie Ray Vaughan?
well, like that, but better. Yeah. Local guy, my
Ooh.
friend Steve Newman, he's just wonderful. But you can just have these little organ pads things going. It's almost like you want to play real subtle, but then.
I'll tell you what it makes me think of. I like to be
Oh, yeah.
under the sea. Yeah. I
Something like
to
that,
be
yeah.
Under the sea,
When
in
an
an octopus's garden, in the shade. That's all I know. We gotta stop there.
Oh, I got the whole song, buddy.
Well, come on, Mike, let it rip.
Well, we don't need to go there. We all know Ringo's the best singer in the Beatles, right?
You coming in, Nate? Nate White, everybody.
Oh, I do. Hey, look, Nate's here. He's going to be thumbs up, but maybe out of focus. Oh, but his thumb is pretty good in focus. Look at that.
Look at those veins. Strength flows through
Oh,
them.
oh, he's trying to crush your head. What's he doing?
Wisdom.
Crush your head. Crush your head.
Mike does know all the Beatles licks. I only
do.
know like a handful.
I happen to have a band where we play all Beatles. Oh, guess what? It's going to be in 2 weeks at Tie and Timber. Oh, hey, come on out. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm going to play all the Beatles licks I know for that evening.
This
It'll
is
be
like
great.
the one I play most of the time.
One of the best. It's awesome. What was that? Was that what? Yeah. There we go. The Strymon Lex, though, it's a killer,
I want
killer pedal. Yeah, buy it. It's good.
I want it pretty bad.
I got the V4. They have a V2 that's just I got the V2, not the V1.
The V1's just an actual rotary speaker.
Yeah, the version 1. yeah. But it's awesome. Strymon stuff, it's really, really cool. It's really cool.
Before we get to the end of the chain, like I said, I would love to hear some of your guys', or if you have pictures of your rig, some of your favorite parts of your rig, your favorite amps, your guitars. Love to see them or hear about them in the comments. We'll talk about them here real fast.
Yeah.
So my next one gets into kind of the last parts of mine. So I'll do one and then you'll do yours. So I've got MXR 10 band. This is the beginning of my effects loop. So I run this 10 band in my effects loop. I don't use it a ton for my Friedman because honestly I just like the way that it sounds. It performs the way that I want it to. The Mesa is the one that I use this for because I love Mesa amplifiers, but the dual rectifier, it's a classic amp. You hear it all the time. But to kind of achieve the tone that it sounds great with has a lot of EQ doctoring in post in the recording aspect. So to make that amp kind of sound the way that I wanted to, that I hear on records, I put the 10-band EQ in the effects loop because I didn't want to change the preamp. The preamp's awesome, and I don't want to color it. Put it in the effects loop. I learned this little trick from Nash, our good old buddy Nash.
Good old butter Nash.
And on it, it's pretty much, I've got a high-pass filter rolling off a lot of the low end, got a mid-scoop to take out some of those darker, muddier frequencies, and a little bit of a boost around like 1K, 2K to give it a little bit more intelligence, but not make it harsh. Other than that, it doesn't do too much.
Intelligence, huh?
Yeah.
That was a smart addition. That's good.
But that's really all it does. So I think I knocked one of these.
Oh, you're going to leave it like that? Really?
So, well, I was just fixing it. Wow. I love Friedman Runt 20 I got from you guys. That's awesome, man. So in this amp, this is without it. Like I said, it runs a lot wider, fuller. You can tell it tightens it up, brings
Tightens
it
it
all
up.
together, but I don't. It sounds good, and maybe I'll play around with it, but I use this. I like just the more.
Yeah, listen to that.
That's
good.
the tone I like out of the Friedman. So that's what I do with that one. But Mike,
sounds
take
good.
us home on. The
Oh yeah,
last
Patrick, he got that run. He's got that one of those really cool. That was the Ocean Blue Sparkle. Remember we had those?
That is a great.
Yeah, we got that
choice.
really cool run of custom-made Friedmans last year, and that was when
As you can tell, we did.
Patrick and I became friends. It was all kind of about this amplifier and stuff. But yeah, it was really cool. We had the extension cabinet, 2 extension cabinets, I think, for it because
It's just that cool.
it sounds that good. So why have one when you can
You know
sound
why it's called a
twice
runt?
as cool? Because it's tiny.
No, so Nate was telling me this. You know our buddy Taj Farrant?
Yeah.
The amp was designed for him. What's his first name? I can't remember Friedman's first name.
Dave
Friedman.
Yeah. Yes.
He
Thank you, Jordan. Thank
got to know Taj. Taj came to me like, I want an amp to do this, this, and this. And so he made him the amp. But so we're not going to get into it because we're keeping a PG-13 rating on this stream. But Dave Friedman likes to name his amps in a
Colorful
variety
names.
of colorful, fun names.
Like Pink
But-
Taco.
Yeah. But he named that one a runt, named it the runt after Taj because he kept calling Taj a runt. He's like, you little runt.
Taj at this point, too, was what, 10, 11,
Yeah,
12,
he's like
13
10 or
years,
whatever,
back
so-
in the day. So, yeah, he was a smaller dude.
But that's
Now
where
he's
the,
16, and it's a lot different.
That's where the runt came from.
That's cool. That's cool. I thought that was just a joke because I have heard that. I didn't realize that was actually.
I mean, maybe it is a joke, and they just pulled one over on me, and I'm just gullible enough. But
Oh,
who
well,
knows?
you never know. You never know, buddy.
But show us your last amazing pedal.
The final one is another Strymon. I got the El Capistan Tape Echo. So,
Tape echo.
I mean, it's just a delay for the most part, but what's fun, depending on how you have the settings, you can. What's fun about it, because there's so many different settings on here, and I sometimes forget exactly where I have things set that I like, but it can get you in that Brian May kind of realm sometimes. Brian May was known, back in the day for obviously being the guitar scientist, rock god
For being
from
an
Queen,
astrophysicist.
being an astrophysicist, and just all around amazing. But he would have AC30s, 3 AC30s, and 3 tape echoes set up for each of them.
Jeez
that would all work together, and that's how when he's performing live, he gets all those harmony sounds that you hear on the recordings, and that's why they were such an amazing live band. I mean, they still are, but even back in the day with the original foursome, he could do all that stuff because the dude's a scientist. He knows how to figure it all out, and so it's really cool. And then, Strymon just does everything well. Then one of my more modern guitar heroes, a guy named Mark Spear, he's in this band Krungbin, and they
You were
are
telling me about them.
fantastic. If you haven't checked out Krungbin, he did a neat thing because you can hook expression pedals up to all of these Strymon stuff, and he basically assigned the expression pedal to work the return, or I'm sorry, the repeats, I guess I should say, on the amplifier or on the pedal. I still have to get the right one because they all interact differently. I actually hooked one up last week at practice, and what it did was instead of something like 0 is 1 repeat, all the way down is all the repeats. It gave me all the repeats quiet, and then as you move forward, they would get louder and louder and more intense. And so that was kind of cool.
Do you have to go inside to change that, or?
Well, you don't. That's actually, when you pyro it up, you hold a couple buttons down, and then it puts you in like the secondary functions, and all these other things just activate differently. And so I think I have to just find a slightly different pedal. I'm actually going to experiment a little bit of that tonight with my friend Jody at rehearsal, because he may have another one that will do what I want better. But the effect that I'm trying to say is you can do, you can hold the tap button, and it's just repeating the last thing you ever did, and it'll do that forever. So how I want it set up is basically so I don't have to bend over and do that anymore. But I've gotten so used to just bending over and turning the mix down that it works very well on how I like it to play. But it's just getting it sorted out. So if you have never had a chance to mess with any Strymons, you pay for it, but they are some of the greatest pedals you will ever find. I mean, they're kind of the end-all when you find the one that you like.
You're finding quality. The only ones I will say that I don't think reach that level are their drive pedals. I don't think their drive pedals are super strong. I think they are great with modulation or time-based effects. I just don't think they've nailed drive quite yet.
Yeah, and I might tend to agree with you. I haven't messed with them too much, but yeah, with their time-based effects, their mods, their reverbs,
Best in the game.
just absolutely incredible. And so that's basically my board and my amp and my guitar. That's what I do.
Well, heck yeah.
What's your last one?
So the last one on here is my HX Stomp XL because I kind of use this as a hybrid board. So I play a lot of church or I've got some shows. I use it for just a digital rig.
And you would bring that just without your amp, and it works great, right?
Because it's got basically this amp inside of it. It's a BE50 is my two main things that I use with a York Audio oversized 4x12 Mesa cab with V30s. And it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But this, when I use it with my amps, is going through my effects loop, and this is my wet effects because I just never bought wet effects, and I already own this. I'm like, well, it kind of does the same thing as if I bought like an RV 500 or a DD 500, and so I just kind of keep it on there.
Oh, that's a great question. Michael Winsler asks, have you had any favorite old pedals from your youth that you keep repairing because of nostalgia?
I think for me, I'm not an old enough of a guitar player, and I haven't been playing guitar long enough to have to repair anything.
Yeah.
But if that happens to my like light speed or something, yeah, that thing's getting repaired.
Yeah. I'm one of those weird guys like, oh, it broke. Give me a reason to buy something else.
That's fair.
Except for my TS-808. I've put two different power supplies in this thing at one time and had to resolder both the input and output jacks on it. I can obviously just go get another one, but when you know somebody that can fix it, you just get it fixed. So that's about the only one that I've had to repair, and I've repaired it about 3 times. Just
Consumerism will be the
it's
death
good
of
to
us
go.
all.
I don't need another one, man. Yeah.
Oh, I've been trying to figure out what all this white crap is on my shirt. It's my shirt has like this sticky vinyl, and it is sticking all over my guitar.
Oh my goodness.
So this will be getting clean when we're all said and done.
Ooh, Jordan Carr is my favorite. Jordan Carr is my favorite. Asks, what is Jordan's favorite guitar?
Jordan, what's your favorite guitar?
What is your favorite guitar, Jordan? Your new Martin? Yeah, OM21, the man says. He just treated himself a couple weeks ago to a pretty stellar acoustic guitar, and yeah, he's still pretty happy about it. I can see behind that mustache. He's very, very happy. Yeah. Well, is that it?
Well, so this has all my modulation stuff on here. So like I use this for if I want some chorus, and it's all set to mostly tap tempo. Right now I have a Hall reverb on here because without it, it just sounds great, but it's got that very dry Marshall sound.
Yeah.
Just gives that little bit of reverb that I like. And then I've got a chorus on here.
I like how you assigned that to C, chorus. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were hopping in. I saw you
Oh,
turn
I
your
didn't
thumb.
know. I was looking at it, but I'm just noticing how similar the the rotary in the chorus can get. And
Basically, the road is just an extension of it.
yeah, that's cool. That definitely gets you in the '90s little realm a little more though
Yeah,
too. The '80s and
also,
'90s realm. Yeah.
Yeah, it does all my 80s stuff. And then I've got a flanger on here.
That's pretty cool. There you go.
And suddenly we're underwater.
Oh man, yeah.
So I don't use
With
I
the
use-
Barracudas.
Yeah. But I like. It's great. I like using a lot of these for lead stuff on here.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I use that for that, and then to copy you. And I was curious. I've got a phaser on mine.
Oh, yeah?
I don't love the phaser on here, but it's a little bit thin.
This is good.
I have too much drive for it to sound great, but. typically roll it for church, and I'll have like a.
Oh, the major seventh. Those are glorious chords right there.
Kind of like you said, to use it for more of the ambient texture stuff
Yeah.
where I'm not playing a lot, or if I do some. Stuff like that, just kind of the trippy effects. And then I've just got on here, oh, I guess I still have it on here. I thought I'd taken it off. I've been trying some different delays. This is a dual delay that I have on here, so like it kind of does, you know, your dual delay. I use that for church sometime. I'm trying to think of, like, we do a song at church that I go like. But lately, I use this one a lot more.
And half the battle is knowing how to navigate one of those, but you've got that
So,
figured out.
I use this one more. I use a tape delay on mine, and so let's see. What's that about? So like I use that more. That's kind of it, and then it's got whatever I want out of it. So like, say if I did go back to the dual delay, like you can use that for church, or sometimes I'll do the. Let's see.
Trap it. Oh, that's cool. So you get multi-heads on that and stuff too.
I'll
Yeah.
do it for like some Pink Floyd stuff, and then it gets cool when you do some tapping.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And you got that thing dialed in, dude.
Yeah. Well, Mike, what do you say we finish this off with a little 1-2 minute jam along?
Yeah.
What you got?
I don't know. What do we got?
We play two very different styles.
We are very, very different. You want to lead it? Well, that was fun. Rarely do we and Chase get to play guitar at the same time. That was good. Well, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for asking questions and piping in with us, man. It was fun. It was a fun, interactive day. I guess we need to bring our toys more often. It's cool when we talk about things we know about, right?
Yeah. Well, and let us know. We're always down to kind of change up some ideas, try some new things. So if you want to see some more things like this, bringing in our own rigs, just trying out some, maybe we get some new pedals out on our board. It'd be a fun video idea sometime if we gave each other different pedals off our boards, see how we use them.
Oh, that would be cool. Now, next time we're changing rigs and
Yeah.
you're playing through mine and yours. There
I'll
we go.
dress like you, you dress like me.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Well, what do you mean? We're basically the twins
It's
anyway.
true.
You can't tell us apart.
It's true.
Look at us.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. This has probably been one of my favorite episodes we've
Yeah,
done.
we did great. Well, friends, Patrick, thanks for tuning in. Everybody, thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
tuning
you
in today.
guys.
And yes, you're correct. That's Strymon Lex. Bloody.
You kicked it on when you started
telling
doing
you.
that solo. I was like, dang it, I
it's good.
really
It's a good
want
one.
that pedal.
It's good. Well, that's how I felt sitting next to Nate, and he did it to me. So it's just
Yeah.
reciprocating
it's
the favor.
contagious. It's
yeah.
a disease.
But tomorrow, catch us at 3 o'clock once again. The handsome and talented Nate White and myself will be sitting right here, grooving and rocking and rolling, doing, I don't know, something fun. Thursday, going to be the Smooth Hour again with E Smooth and Smooth E. Emmett and Chase, you're Chase. Emmett and Elijah.
I'm on.
Emmett and Elijah getting down, and then Friday we're going to have
Friday.
no Friday.
We
We're
are
going to have
closed
the best
on
of
Friday.
because we're going to be out hanging out and
Partying.
playing rock and roll for the 4th of July. So yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and this has been the latest edition of What's in the Case with Mike and Chase. Except there weren't any cases, and it's just our stuff. But it was fun anyway.
I had to take my stuff out of the case.
You did technically. Well, I guess I did too. All right, fair enough. Everybody, thanks. Thank you to Jordan.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Have a great rest
We'll
of your
see you
day.
next